what's up and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be giving a review for the film Scream 6. Now this particular film is the first in the series that doesn't star Neve Campbell as Sidney Prescott. She doesn't return in this particular film, but I know like all the fans and various social media was already reporting this kind of stuff or already knew about this. I think she got into like a problem with like the creators of the franchise. She didn't think that she was being paid like enough to reprise her role as Sidney. But this particular film does follow the events of Scream from last year, like 2022. So like the victims or the survivors of that previous film, they return in this particular film, but this time like the plot and the story itself is set like in New York City. So they have left like Woodsboro and they have gone to like New York. Now in this particular version of this particular film, there's like a new Ghostface killer, and I'm not going to really get into it too much because I don't want to spoil the film, that shows up, and it's like targeting like the remaining victims from the previous film. Now I must admit, I thought this film was just okay. I was kind of suspecting that I wouldn't really like it too much, but it does have some, I guess like some pretty tense moments, but I do feel that it wasn't really like scary enough and so on, or it wasn't that much like tension and suspense in the film. And it was kind of predictable too at times. Now it's directed by Matt Bettinelli-Olphin, I think, and Tyler Gillette. So I think it's two directors who are directing this particular film. And again, you do have like most of like the main characters from the previous film who return, like Sam Carpenter, who's played by Melissa Barrera. I think that's how you pronounce her name. And of course, she's the daughter of Billy Loomis, like the original killer, or one of the original killers from like the first Scream film. So that's why her character was always kind of cool when they brought her into like, the previous film, because she was like the daughter of Billy Loomis. And then you also have her sister, who is played known as Tara Carpenter, who's played by Jenny Ortega. She also returns in this particular film too as well, because they were like survivors of the previous film. And you also have like the other characters too, like Mason Gooden as Chad Meeks Martin. And he also has like a twin sister known as Mindy Meeks Martin, who's played by Jasmine Savoy Brown. Now to me, she is still like the character that really stands out in this particular film, because she has like a massive knowledge of like horror films, like the tropes and the types of like the horror films, like Who Should Survive and all that kind of stuff. So to me, she still is kind of like the standout character in the film, the Mindy Meeks Martin. And you also have Courtney Cox, who returns as Gail. She returns as the Gail Weathers, as the reporter. And there's also other returning characters too as well, but them are really like the bulk of like the main ones that were like in the previous film. They really like, I guess you could say stand out. But overall, like I say, I can't really touch on it too much because it kind of spoiled the film. But it was like a couple of moments I thought was pretty cool, especially like, now this is kind of getting towards like, I just leave it at that, but like the part like on the subway train, I thought that was kind of cool how they was giving like references to all these like iconic like horror characters like Jason, like Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, like Penn. So I thought that was kind of cool that to see all these passengers on the subway train. You can see it in the trailer wearing like various like horror characters masks. I thought that was pretty cool. Plus, there's also a tense sequence on the subway train with like the Ghostface killer themselves too, like trying to attack them and so on. So I thought that was kind of cool. And it is kind of interesting and kind of fun, being that the Ghostface killer could be like anywhere and he would try to attack you like at any point in the being there, like in New York City. There's moments where they had like a sequence where they're like in a grocery store. You can see that in the trailer where Ghostface is trying to get some of the previous victims from like the previous film, like in this grocery, well, not a grocery store, but like a little like store, So I thought that's pretty cool. But you can see those kind of moments like in the trailer as well. And like I said, at times it does feel like it's kind of like predictable and so on. And they are steady like fleshing out more and more of like the characters and whatever too as well. So I think that's pretty cool. And you do have Skeet Ulrich, he returns as like Billy Loomis, like in like the I guess you could say like a spirit to like Sam's character, because he was doing that in the previous film. It's like he's trying to get her like killed and all that kind of stuff like that, like he was doing kind of like in the previous film. So I think that's kind of cool to have him like there in the film as well. Like it's taking on like this supernatural type element to it, being that he's almost like a ghost type of character now, So I think that's pretty cool. But overall, I want to touch on more characters. Like you have Dermot Mulroney. He plays this detective known as Wayne Bailey. He's like Quinn's father, but I just leave it at that. I'm not going to go into all that. But he shows up in the film too. And it's like other characters too as well. Like you have Anika Kayoka. I think that's how you pronounce her name. She's played by Devin Dakota. And she's actually Mindy's girlfriend. And like I mentioned before, Mindy is the one that really kind of stands out to me in this film, because she just has like such a huge knowledge of all like the horror films and all that, and I do think that's pretty cool and like funny. And you also have Roger L. Jackson. He provides the voice of Ghostface, like, you know, as usual. And I do like his performance, you know. It's still like awesome, kind of even like kind of hilarious. Like I like how he's like mocking like his victims and so on. So I still think that's pretty cool that he still is like providing a voice of Ghostface. I think that's awesome. But overall, in the end, I still didn't really find myself really enjoying it that much. I didn't enjoy it as much as I did at the previous film. I thought it was like just okay. It had a couple of I guess you could say some cool kills. They were like gruesome too. But I still wasn't really. It just wasn't like no. It's like no tension or no suspense. I don't feel like I was really like on the edge of my seat really throughout the film. I mean, it was like a couple of moments, but it just was, you know, I just wasn't really feeling this particular entry in the Scream franchise. I thought it was just like okay, like great, you know. But in I'm giving the Scream 6, I'm giving this a C. And I would recommend it for like fans of like the Scream franchise. It's nice to see where they're taking the franchise, the direction they're going in. I think it's pretty cool that they're going in this direction, that they're keeping like the flavor of the franchise like going, like how they be mocking like the other horror films and all that kind of stuff. That I still think is pretty cool and awesome. So I'm giving this a C. Please leave a comment and subscribe too as well.